You for your help, your guidance, and forgive me for having to do that because I'm not for sure. I'm not going to be like many people and they just can't say that they don't know. One point in time when I should have been understanding your voice and really knowing when it was you and speaking, I will always say that ain't God, that was the devil telling me that. And I'm going to come to find out later it was you. And he was telling me because of things like this that's going on right now in the church with me and other people. But either way to go, Lord, I just ask that you minister to them, Heavenly Father. Touch their souls and their spirits and their hearts and their minds, period. Whether it is from you or not, Heavenly Father, because we all need a touch from you right now in this time and in this hour. I ask all that humbly in the mighty name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and I thank you. And I hope that one day you will restore me, Heavenly Father. I miss your presence. I know that, I've been doing other stuff this summer and the rest of the year. I've just been a little tired and worn down. But you know my heart. You know my heart. And yes, they're sending people out. People follow me, taking pictures of me coming out of the store playing the lottery. I'm going to get money that I need. It ain't that I don't believe in you. I believe in you. But sometimes you put things right there in front of us that will bless us, that we overlook. I will not put you in a box. If you send someone to bless me and say, hey, the Lord wants you to have this, He don't want you to do that, then that's what I'm going to be obedient to. Right now, I can't work and other things. So I'm just going to let them take the pictures and think what they want. But I know you know my heart. And I know my heart when it comes to you. So in saying that, I ask that you touch, because we need it desperately. I ask this in the mighty name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and I thank you, and I say amen. Okay, like I said, I was debating whether to get on here and say anything, because my morning started off, not going to say rough, because I didn't let it start off rough. But when I felt that the enemy was busy, I did start singing. And that's what I've been doing a lot lately. When it goes attacking me, I just start singing. I can't sing, but hey, one thing he don't like when you praising the Lord, and when you praising him, you letting it come from the heart, God gonna show up sooner or later. But my day started off where I found myself preaching again, with nobody there but just talking, and because I was realizing, I've been realizing more and more as I taking a ride through the city or taking a ride to go do things, that we won't change. But you can't get change if you still embracing it and adopting the same spirit. Uh, and I was trying to express, as I was just talking to myself this morning, about how a lot of people don't understand Exodus chapter 20, verse 1, 2, and 3. They don't understand it. And a lot of people don't understand Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1, 2, and 3. So let me just read it, and then I'm going to go on and give y'all what come to me. Then I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to make this just real quick, real simple as I can. And, I hope that y'all get this. I truly do. Because if this is God is revealing this to me, talking to me about this, then we heading for a whole lot of trouble. I mean, the Bible gonna reveal itself either way that it goes. Some bad things gonna happen, but if we got God on our side, even though this stuff is happening, we'll be able to make it through it. We throw Him out, we bring in total destruction. Sooner or later, it's gonna come. Okay. Remember Rome? Rome was a mighty nation. But when Rome got carried away and got caught up in itself, it failed. Remember ancient Egypt? When ancient Egypt got caught up in itself, mighty Egypt, when it got caught up in itself, it failed. Remember ancient Persia, powerful as it was, and how God took and used the leaders there and the leaders in Babylon to take and do certain things. When they got beside themselves, they failed. This is an on and on pattern. You can go all the way back to ancient China, or the Ming Dynasty, and them last for thousands, 1,000 years, 1,200 years, something like that. But when stuff started getting out of hand, it failed. And then that mighty, mighty nation ended up being to where it was in servitude to England. We need to pay attention to all of this. And each time, if you just really do research, you'll find the spirits that was at the helm of the ship at this particular time. And one of them was murder, mayhem, and the killing of children. We will find that anytime you desecrate a woman's womb, the matrix, you tapping into the spirit realm. And when you do it in that way, and you releasing that blood that come from out of a woman's womb, you're releasing demons, because demons like the smell and the taste of that blood in the spirit realm. I posted something way back in 2016 about this, where I told y'all I seen demons drinking a puddle of blood. And then 1 month later, it was in July, 1 month later, video should be still up. 1 month later, 90 people got killed in Chicago. And all the stuff that was taken and was happening in that year 2016 was out there. Nightclubs, shooting, school shooting, all of it. Just go and look at it. And I seen this with the drinking of the blood. And this was going on about them proving same-sex marriage and everything else. When we take and we do certain things, we open up portals, gates, doorways. And a lot of people are talking about this. But the right people that need to be talking about it is not. They're not using their platforms in the way that they should be. And they got all these people following to really talk and teach about it. I'm not saying all, because you got some. A lot of people, you always sucking her toes, but she talks about it. The young sister, Tiffany Montgomery, and a few others that I have watched. Jeremiah Johnson, this young brother, I can't pronounce him. I don't want to pronounce his name right because I know it's not Lucifer, but he's a young brother. He's pronounced something like that. He talks about that, William McDowell teach on different little things. When I listen to him, it's others that do it, but the ones that got these mega platforms, only time you hear them talk about it is when they talk about sowing the seed. Now, I know I said I was going to get off here. I'm getting ready, but y'all need to understand what y'all getting ready to do. Truly, truly, you need to get it, because I'm listening to people that I love, and I'm hearing them talk, and I'll be sitting up there saying, man, is they hearing anything that I'm saying? They know how I used to be. Now here it is, somebody that did evil like crazy, taking and pointing out the things, and things I'm pointing out to them, they saying, yeah, but. Ain't no but to it, y'all. That but what got me in trouble for all those years. That but what kept me strung out on drugs like I did. That but caused me to rob and shoot at people to be shoot at me. That but caused me to all kinds of stuff, man. All kinds of evil. But my butt. Sorry, Lord. I'm telling y'all. And I'm going to say this as bold as I can say it. If we don't catch on to what God is saying. Because if this is him and we pay attention to the other stuff I say and the other people say, we will catch this the right way. So let me do this right here. I started off this morning preaching and talking to myself because I was being attacked. And I know that it's a bunch of witches and warlocks that get together in the morning to try to get my day all twisted, and late at night they got a little time schedule that they take and do with me. And, the thing is funny, especially this one young lady, and I keep on telling her, it's not going to be worth it in the end. And God's going to let us suffer. And he's not that kind of God that really likes to do that. But if you take and you make him withdraw his hand and he warning you about what's coming, then it's going to come. So let me get to this. Got to preaching and talking to myself. We're in Exodus chapter 20, verse 1, 2, and 3. Now watch this. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. If we just pay attention to these first 3 verses, It starts off saying, and God spake all these words saying, and God spake all these words saying. This is specifically saying that God said this. And it's saying God saying this. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Now let's go to Isaiah 19, verse 1, 2, and 3, and listen to what's been said here. Isaiah 19, verse 1, 2, and 3. I've talked about this many times, but pay attention. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth up on a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And the idols, the first thing he mentions is idols, shall be his and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. These things that we idol, again, his sister Tiffany talks about that Bodhi all the time. I've been trying to explain it for years, but I don't have to understand of certain things that people do, and then that some of the understanding that I do have, I have trouble expressing it. But I know idols is things that we hold close to our heart that keep God from out. That's the best way that I could explain idol. Because sometimes when I sit up and I just get caught where I just want to take and watch a whole episode of something, I stay up all night and 2 in the morning. That's making that an idol. That's giving more time to that than God. And I get up feeling bad. And I did it a few times. You know what I mean? But if I'm taking it and giving 9, 10 hours to TV, just watching TV, and not giving 5, 6, 9 hours to God, then something is wrong. And you just don't always have to give it to him by praying or reading his word or nothing. You can give it to him by being a help to someone else, because God is a giver. You can give it in other ways. It don't always have to be like that, but he do require for us to spend some time with him. Okay, so let me get back to this, because I want to show you the similarities in this. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rises up on a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart, speaking about the heart, the soul's heart, not this heart that's beating, the soul's heart is what this is saying. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And a lot of people are talking about the physical heart going fake, but he's talking about the spiritual man and being. Watch this. Watch this. Verse 2. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight one against his brother. What's going on right now? Just pay attention. Pay attention. What's going on right now? And everyone against his neighbor. What's going on right now? City against city and kingdom against kingdom. Now watch how verse 3 relates to verse 1 and then relates to Exodus chapter 1, 2, and 3. Catch this. Catch this. Watch this. The spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. Egypt, I can say this many times, Egypt had a spirit of its own. They began to think of themselves as God. The Pharaoh was considered to be a God. Everything was him. You didn't go past him. And then he began to lead the people to worship the sun. Sun is something that God created. Yes, it's powerful, very powerful. If his earth tilt and go a little bit more towards it, probably burn us up. God got it sitting right in the place where it needs to be at. But again, now, how do verse 3 relates to verse 1? Pay attention. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And the spirit, now watch what it says right here. And shall come into Egypt, and the idols, things that you hold to your heart. These things have spirits to them. So Egypt began to embrace and let the idols of these things set in their heart. Watch the next thing that comes. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. The thing that was inside their soul's heart. Why? Because Egypt had a spirit of its own. The idols, the things that embrace. People that know about Egypt, they know the things that some of them embrace. These were idols. That's why God mentioned it first. And these idols and these things, they set in the place that belonged to God, in the people's heart. So it became when Egypt had a spirit of its own. And the word says it flat out. And the spirit, it starts off, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail. Now what it say? And the spirit of Egypt shall fail the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to the charmers and to those that have familiar spirits, and to them that have familiar spirits. Forgive me, and to the wizards. So it speaks about them that take and operate in other spirits and other things, and not God's spirit. Doing this, just saying what they're going to do, because these was the practices that they began to embrace as they kicked God out, as they got beside themselves, just like this country. Now here it is, God brought this country up out of bondage, up out of Egypt, and then the country went right back into it. What did the children of Egypt do sooner or later after they left up out of Egypt? The first thing they did, their hearts returned to Egypt as they was making their way from Egypt. That's why they stayed in the wilderness. Their heart, that spirit came back and risen back up in them, and they didn't want to leave it. Here it is, we come from out of bondage and slavery, but our minds go right back to the old things and start getting caught up in everything other than what we're supposed to be. Then we end up what? Being caught up in this mind frame of Egypt, idolizing things we make with our hands. Sitting up watching TV like I have done. I'm trying to cut it down. You know what I mean? I ain't watched no movie in 3-4 days. This the news, then I go to bed. I've been trying to get back to praying, but, ain't nothing wrong with, one day out of the week if you sit up and you just want to say it. But the rest of that week, if you got to work and take and do something, make sure you spend some time with God. We can also make the job an idol, and these are the type of things that we don't realize. But if we pay attention, I promise you, if you read Exodus chapter 1, 2, and 3, and then go to Isaiah chapter 1, 2, and 3, and you read them and you ask God to talk to you, you'll understand what just come to me if it comes from God. He's going to help you understand it. Because there's no coincidence that my day started out with me taking and talking to myself, preaching these 6 verses, 3 and 3, preaching these 6 verses, you know what I mean? And I know y'all finna say, he just saying this right now because it come out last night. I could show y'all some stuff with these Mega Million balls and Power balls and how they've been connecting in these last 2 weeks. That's crazy. And how they related to a football game that I went to. I can show all this stuff to y'all, but I don't want to get off track. The gold ball last night was 6, y'all. It was 6. And the highest last number was 66. The sign, 6, 6, 6. And I said, oh, no. Got to pay attention. Got to be conscious. Got to be mindful. What verse did Adam and Eve fall in? Chapter 3, verse 6. Chapter 3, verse 6. The 2 middle numbers of the draw, when you take and break it down, from when they took and they posted them, not how they come up, but how they post them in order. If you look at it, you get 16 and 24. It's in the middle because it's 6 numbers and it's 6 balls, and so the middle will be 3, and 4. That would be the middle. Now we pay attention. If we pay attention to 3 and 4. Now watch this. The first middle number was 16, right? 16 breaks. 16 breaks down, Lord forgive me. 16 breaks down to 7. So the first one you take and break down, you get 16. The number come out yesterday was 624, right? Now watch this. It was either 624 or 24. Anyway, the same numbers is in there. Now watch this. 16 breaks down to 7, right? And then you take and you look at it. That's 724, one off. But watch this. If you take that right there and you put it with that, you get 624. That's one off. But if you take and you break it down and you break 24 down, which this is years we in, and you go 2 plus 4, that's 6. You get the number 76. We in the year of the 67. I spoke about that. I just ain't speaking about it now. If you turn that number around, 76, you get 67. So the 24 that was actually in the middle reflects both of the numbers coming together to show the year that we in. You get the 24, right? Now, because the year to 67 is the year to 24. Help me explain this the right way, Lord, so I can get this message. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop talking about the numbers. I don't want to throw y'all off. I'm just going to say this. When you take and do both of the numbers and the numbers, you get 76. You turn it around, that's 67. The 24 was showed in the middle before we come up with the 67 when you turn it around. It reflects the year that we are in. When you take and you break that down, that's 13. 13 takes and breaks down to 4. I've been talking to y'all about the 4 the whole time. The Mega Million Powerball numbers are speaking in a powerful, powerful way. Now, ask God about these 3 verses and what come to me, and I'm getting off of here. Yeah, because I'm feeling good. I'm just going to read what come to me. And just what come to me. You know, only God can prove if be proven if it's him. And if it is God, I believe that he's revealing this to me right now to take and give y'all a warning. So y'all can let him know, look, Lord, no matter what, we trusting in you. We're not going to go against your word. See, that's the most important thing to me right now. Y'all say that y'all believers. Y'all say that y'all disciples. Y'all say that y'all apostles. Y'all say that y'all prophets. Y'all say that y'all evangelists. Y'all say that y'all teachers. Y'all say y'all believers again. Let's get right back to y'all say that y'all are. If you are, then you're going to stand on his word. No matter what's going on with either one of these people that's taking and running. And standing on it, his word might have us where we had to take and go to somebody that's not listening right now. Or taking and going against the word might be us just having to say, okay, we can't vote for either one. We're going to vote for Jesus. We're going to stand on God and his word. We're going to ask him to move. We're going to really go at this hard. Because we know some bad things to come because God already said they're going to come. But if he see that we taking and turning our hearts back to him, he got to react in the same way he would react when Jonah went around and told the people that God said so and so and so and so. So if this is from God and I'm comprehending this in the right way, it's really a warning. Now listen to what it's saying. 9/11/2024, 12:24 noon. Just got through praying. As I prayed, I was told he will give them what they want. She will win. Okay? Now this kind of threw a little doubt in my mind. Okay? Because of certain stuff that come behind it. But let me read the first part again. As I prayed, I was told he will give them what they want. She will win. She will win. He will give them what they want. She will win. Okay. The Pennsylvania She will win. The Pennsylvania basically was saying Pennsylvania. She has already won. So basically, whatever's going on there, if this God, he's not gonna win Pennsylvania. You can forget about that. According to this, unless we take and do what we need to do. Okay? All right? According to this, let me go back again. As I pray, help me out here, Lord, if this is you. As I prayed, I was told he will give them what they want. She will win. Stop. Then it went on to come to me about her basically already having a heart, them in Pennsylvania, because it's coming to me. She has already won Pennsylvania. So the only way that I can interpret this, if this is God, she already has the heart of most of the people there. They're leaning her way. Okay? Now, as I continue, I then said, what about us? What about us? What about us that want you and stand on your word? This I'm talking, I'm asking. What about us that want you and stand on your word? I was told he would give them what they want too. Now, when I was speaking about us, I was speaking about all us that were standing on his word, about no same-sex marriage that go against his word, no abortion that goes against his word, things that's taking to go and turn our children from little boys to little girls and stuff. All this. Those that had a heart for standing on his word, saying it's wrong, and just stand on his word, period. He was saying he was going to give us what we wanted too. And I'm like, that kind of baffled me. But listen to what come afterwards. I was told he would give them what they want too. Now watch this. I then was reminded about Daniel chapter 4. Okay. Now we know Daniel chapter 4, Nebuchadnezzar just took and he blowed on up and he got prideful and arrogant and said, I did all of this. Then God, what did God do? God withdrew. Now pay attention. I was told that he is still there. Now, in order for you to understand what this means, I had to go back and read the part again about Daniel. I was then, because I was asking him, what about us that want you and want to stand on your word? I was told he would give them what they want too. Now he was speaking about us that want to take and vote for President Trump, but we not doing what's right either. Now watch this. We pay attention. He will give us what we want too. I was reminded about Daniel chapter 4. Okay. I was told that he is still there. So his mindset, in order what I'm understanding about this come to me, okay? If this is God, it's saying his mindset is still there in Daniel chapter 4. And it's us that we know what the scriptures are saying, and we supposed to be ministering to him, letting him know that, hey man, you got to come up out of this. You got to start seeking God so you can hear what God's saying too, and we got to take and do this together so we can get this, so we can take and straighten this stuff out. But right now, only listening to a few select, and the few select ain't telling him what God is truly saying. According to this, it's only one way we're going to know. Okay? Only one way we're going to know. All right? Now, so saying that I was reminded about Daniel chapter 4. I was told that he is still there and that he has spoken to many of the church leaders, telling them to speak to him. But many are feeding his ego. That's what come to me. He has spoken to many of the church leaders, telling him to speak to him, counsel him, give him guys, whatever it said to speak to him. So let me not, forgive me, Lord. Let me not add nothing to it if it's you. If it's you. It came to me just like this, and this is my interpretation of what it meant. Mine. Not what God said, mine. This is what come to me if it come from God. If it come from God. And that he has spoken to many of the church leaders, telling them to speak to him. But many are feeding his ego. I then said, I don't know if this is you. I then said, I don't know if this is you. Because some of the stuff was like, okay, well, why is you talking to me about this? Then I thought about it. I'm seeking you about this. So he's talking to me. I got access to YouTube and Facebook. So if it's God, then he'll let it get to the ones that it need to get to. You know what I mean? And, maybe we can get some change. Maybe we can get God to turn to God, and we can get God to step in. Okay? I already told y'all the verses and numbers and all. I already did all that. I'm not finna go do none of that no more. I really didn't want to get on here. Okay? So here we go. Here we go again. One more time. But many are feeding his ego. I then said, I don't know if this is you. Okay? That's what I said. Please let me come to you again and be touched by you. I was asking them, please let me make that trip to heaven again so you can touch me. Okay, I know a lot of y'all, he just, okay, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just trying to get there. I know I need a touch. I'm up. Okay, now here we go. So I said, I don't know if this is you. Please let me come to you and be touched by you again. I surrender my soul, my mind, my heart, my will to you. Mercy. I then asked again about this. Because I'm trying to get clarity. I then asked again about this and was guided back to Deuteronomy 32, verse 28. Okay, let me read this so I can get off here. Ooh, I know that was just long. Okay, Deuteronomy 32. Deuteronomy 32, verse 28. Okay, and I'm constantly being reminded about this too. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 28. Now watch this. For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them. Now we getting ready to come into this year. But look right here when you take and you do the numbers on this. Okay. Oh my God. I know we had time. Okay, that's 30. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, so if you take and you count up all the letters that's in here, it's 67 letters exactly. I just showed y'all this in the Mega Millions. I just showed y'all how the bars, when they took them, put them in the order, how they should be. You got 16, number 3, which is half of 6. And you got 24, which is 4, which is half of 6, because you go 4, 5, 6, so that's 3. So the middle would be 3 and 4. 16 breaks down to 7. 24 breaks down to 6, which is the year that we in, 24, but it breaks down to 6. You got 76. You turn 76 around, you get 67. Right here. 67 letters exactly in this. Exactly in this. Okay? 67 letters, and here we go. Pay attention to this. 67 letters in this. Exactly 15 words. 15 breaks down to what? To 6. So we're right back to the fall, and then if we take and we come up again, we'll be right there where we know the verse is 15 in chapter 3. We're still in the same chapter, you know what I mean? So I had to go and search and find the 3, but I won't have to go far because the first half of this verse right here is 30. That's the first half. Get 30 letters. Take and break 30 down. 3 plus 0 is 3. So that's the middle because you only get 2 parts to this. So 1 and 1 is the middle. So the first part is the middle. I've been teaching this the whole time. The middle always reflects. So we go with the middle of that right there, which is 1. And the words that's in there, you get 3 and 15. Genesis 3 and 15. The battle between good and evil. Okay? I know. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm not for sure if it's the Lord, but it's just big coincidence that it's lining up like this. So let me finish reading what comes to me so I can get on off of here, because I've been way too long. Okay? So here we go. I was asking for mercy. He guided me back to Deuteronomy 32, verse 28. And do you know that verse, if you take and go from Genesis chapter 1 on up, do you know that verse lines up with the year that's getting ready to come? 2025? Do you know that? Exactly. You'll find it's either 5785 that verse is, or either 5786. That particular verse right there. Okay. Now here we go. And I was reminded about what I was told at the beginning of this year about turning the leaders over to a reprobate mind. Now, this come to me at the very beginning of the year. God had me to take and read Romans chapter 1. And I'm going to say that was God. Because the stuff that was happening at the beginning of this year and the way this stuff was coming to me, he was talking to me earlier this year. I'm boldly say that was him. Because he had me to read Genesis chapter 1, verse 18 to 32. And at the end of that, it came to me about him turning the leaders over to a reprobate mind if they didn't heed the warnings. And this is what this message is point to. I have some doubts, but there's some things in there that I have already been told. When I'm talking about when I was spending 6, 7, 8 at the beginning of this year, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, just reading certain scriptures that I was told to read and talking to him every day. I did it for the first 3 months of the year, maybe a little bit longer than that. I believe I stayed until like April. So this is what I was told. He was going to turn the leaders over in this country into a reprobate mind. He was basically saying to me, I feel, because they're not listening. So he was just going to pull back, and I'm seeing the signs of this. And if anybody has got the Holy Spirit in them, I know he'd be showing them the signs of what I was told at the beginning of this year. I was told this. Did I release it and say it? I'm not for sure if I did, but I was told this. And a lot of people talking about, oh, you always come later and say if you got discernment, you understand. Yes, if you got discernment and you know it's God, he'll tell you, yep, I said that to him, and I believe it was him. That I believe early this year. This right here, I'm struggling, but it's just so much there that lines up with other stuff. And then I'm paying attention to people in my family and the other people. They not getting this, man. They are not getting this. Y'all ain't getting this. A lot of people ain't getting it. And then the ones that's getting it, that's in power and authority, they just lining up with it. And then the ones that won't speak out. And I know I should be crying out that he get on his knees and seek God so God can show him this stuff and talk to him. She hit him hard last night on some things. But it was a lot of things. I'm going to come to his defense and you get mad as you want at me. A lot of the stuff that he had started when he was in office, They taking and doing the same things right now. He started it. And all he had to do with this border thing was going, because I knew they was going to slap him with that last night. You know what I mean? By them coming up with a border bill, and he made that phone call and he told him to stop. I was mad when he did that. I'm not going to lie, because I sit up there and I said to myself, man, go in here and let them pass it and go in and get in and say after they pass it, see, they knew I was right. Now, when I get ready to get in the office, I'm going to tighten it up even more. It's all he had to do. All he had to do. Everybody in this country know he started that. Everybody in this country know that he was the one that started that with the fracking and wanting more of that to be done, with running the pipeline, all that to make us sufficient. Everybody know that he started that. And other things. And there's some things, get in there that they too, I ain't gonna say he said stupid, but he was basically saying sometimes you just got to fire people. Sometimes you got to work with people. President, sometimes you got to work with them. Just not fire them because they not lining up with everything. Sometimes they know things you don't know. So you have to learn to work with them. And some got to be fired. But right now, man, people took it the wrong way when I said you have failed us in 2020. What I was saying, the assignment that God had for you. You have failed that. So let me correct that, what I said in 22. When I said you have failed it, you had the assignment that you had to do, because he raised you up. He ministered to the people in the church to take and back you up. And now they won't tell you that certain stuff you doing ain't right. Now they won't tell you to stick to the things that you started that now you see them using. You, with the backing of other people taking and ministering to you. And I'm sorry for saying you, because it wasn't you, it was God taking and touching and moving in you to do certain things. So we got to stop taking his credit. And something that we need to stop right now, that thing about let's make America great. Wrong saying. Let's make God great in America again. Because we make God great in America again, will America be great? Remember, in the dollar bill, they say, in God we trust. And I'm going to end right there. Now, let me get back to this. I was told at the beginning of the year that he was going to turn the leaders of this country over to a reprobate mind. Okay, this came to me at the end of my prayer. At the beginning of my prayer, I was told about a big earthquake in the Pacific Ocean that will be a sign of the great judgment in the church beginning. I was told 2 hurricanes would come off of the African coast, like I was told earlier or before when I did the last message. I just remember, because I forgot this, and I went on to do something else because I got frustrated. Because something was fighting with me, didn't want me to remember. When I walked away and just calmed down, came back to me. I just remember I was told I just remember I was told she has most of the younger voters that are now new voters, okay? I then was reminded of Ezekiel chapter 18. And y'all need to go and read this. All y'all you call yourself believers, go and read Ezekiel chapter 18. Talk to your kids that's young, that's voting, and help them to understand Ezekiel chapter 18. I was told the college debt thing has many of them. Okay, that what they doing on the college debt thing, how they gonna release, how they gonna still trying to push it. Many that had them and some other things, okay? But we need to understand Ezekiel chapter 18. Ezekiel chapter 18, just to break it down and sum it up, because I went through a thing with God on this for about 4 or 5 years, because I was wondering why a lot of these young people was taking and paying for the sins of their fathers, and I didn't really understand generational curses in the way that I do now, because back when I was going through God, which about this was Ezekiel chapter 18, back in like 2012, 2013, 2014, when I was seeing all this stuff happen to young people, and then, thinking about things that happened to people that I knew as I was growing up, and just that and the other. But Ezekiel 18, to take and just sum it up, it basically talking about the sin, the son will not pay for the sins of the father if the son take and not going the way that the father went, but in the way of the Lord. That's basically what it's saying. And then it's saying that the father will not pay for the sins of the son if the father not going the way that he see that his children are going the wrong way, or going in the way that his mother and father went in. So basically, the bottom line is, this generation, if they don't want the same thing and they want better, go the way of God and stand the way of God. And even though all this craziness is going to be going, God's going to guide us. Right now, I know a lot of these men and women, God, is prophets and this, that, and other. Oh, he wrong, he this, that, and other. I seen the hedge around this country completely drop in 2015, 2016. It was God was showing me from 2012 all the way up to then, where on all four sides of this country, arms and hands were stretched out up high. And they started dropping each year, And that year, that 2015, when they proved the same sex marriage, the tip was up. And when they did that, just dropped completely. And I haven't seen them hands go back up around this country like I seen them before that, after that. Now, it might have, because I've been begging God to open up my eyes again in the spirit realm like I used to. I've been seeing glimpses of different stuff. You know what I mean? Getting glimpses. But I'm telling y'all, it's some stuff that's getting ready to come our way, because the thing that God created to take and reproduce like him, we violated the matrix. And then we violating our children that taking and want to go along with all this old trans stuff. It's wrong. I did wrong already. I know wrong. And I'm not being judgmental, because one thing I know, I ain't going to never do nothing to neither one of them unless they trying to hurt me. Or ain't someone that's gay. You know what I mean? I try to speak to them and help them. Because I know the God love when he want them to come up. But they can't come up out of it. We telling them that, ain't nothing wrong with it. It's okay. God don't make no mistakes. Stop telling that lie. But every time they go up in there and they taking it in into that matrix, they touching the spirit realm. That's a straight up gateway to the spirit realm. And I'm gonna end on that. But no, I ain't gonna. I got to tell this. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back and read this. Then I'm getting off. I promise you, I'm getting off right after this. Okay, this came at the end of my prayer. At the beginning of my prayer, I was told about a big earthquake in the Pacific that would be a sign of the great judgment in the church. I was told 2 hurricanes would come off the African coast, like I was told before. I just remember I was told she has most, forgive me, I was right, but she has most of the younger voters that are now new voters. I then was reminded of Ezekiel chapter 18. Okay, I read all. I thought I had missed. Okay, then was talking about the college voters in the death. So I'm getting off here. I love y'all. I'm sorry that I have a problem with expressing myself. I try to do the best that I can. But if this God, he's telling us to line back up. Don't go against him, but go with him. Okay? All right, y'all? And y'all that got access to President Trump, just don't lay hands on him and say this, that, and the other. Tell him about certain stuff that ain't right. Speak up. Speak up. Because if he listen and he get in there, he going to need to keep on doing the same thing, because he's not going to be able to get in there and do the things that he did the last time if he get in there. God's going to hit him with judgment if he don't listen, because he's in there to take and fulfill the assignment. Not to get in there and do that like that show where you fight and this, that, in there to build, to prepare for what's to come. Not just to protect us, but to help protect Israel and other people. We're here for a reason. It allowed this nation to be great for a reason. But this nation can go the way of Babylon, ancient Persia, ancient Rome, ancient Greece. They can go that exact way. Even though we got the top nuclear power and all the submarines, God can make them all of them shut down. Some of the stuff I've been told about the things that some of these guardian angels can take and do, man. Ooh, shit, we can take and fire all ours over there at them. And then ours can be cut straight off, and theirs that's coming over this way can let hit us. I mean, it's some stuff that exists with these guardian. I mean, just, it's out there, y'all. And a lot of these places that failed and got destroyed is because God withdrew from them. We don't need the same. Let's turn our hearts back to him. I love y'all. I'm going to let y'all go, and I hope that I don't have to get back on here no more. At least no more about nothing like this. I would rather just, I don't know, be able to talk about the word, talk about life, talk about some of the things that I know and some of the things that I don't know. Instead of always have to get on here and warn and warn and warn and warn and warn. But if this is him, this is the one. He's trying to give us, even in this, is saying it if you pay attention. Because I always try to understand the what's beneath the message that's being given to me. And it took me a while to understand that. But why take and say this, knowing I'm going to get on here and post it? Why? Stop and think about that. That's a chance for us to repent and say, okay, Lord, what you saying? What you want us to do? Because go out and vote ain't till November the 8th. Love y'all. Have a blessed day.